Well, hi there. Here we are again. It's a rainy evening, but I'm going out to dinner with some friends, one of whom really only drinks Burgundy. So, the constraints we have to live with. So, we're going to have a Burgundy. So, I'm taking this with me. It's by Aubert de Villaine, Domaine Aubert de Villaine, Bourgogne, Côte Chalonnaise, La Fortune, 2017. That's a bit of a mouthful, so let's break this apart. Aubert de Villaine is one of the heirs to the Romanée Conti property, one of the part owners, because they have shares in this thing. But he set off on his own a while ago, and he decided to settle in the area of Bourgogne. We had his white before, the Bourgogne Aligoté from Bourgogne, which was really, really good. So he settled in Bourgogne. He created his propriété, we're going in, I think, the 80s. And Bourgogne is interesting, is at the beginning as you go up from Beaujolais to Burgundy, it's towards the beginning. It's in the Côte Chalonnaise. So it's between, I think, Savigny and Mercury. So it's sort of at the beginning. It's kind of hilly. It's more hilly than some of the other parts of Burgundy. All the vineyards are on some sort of a hill. There's no flat vineyards. 200 meters, 300 meters, 400 meters up. And it's near the town of Ruilly. And so it's you're still close to Cluny, which is at the northern end of Beaujolais, where it all started, if you want, with the monks there. But that's a story for another time. In any case, Bourgogne is not the sort of a place for all the Grand Crus and whatever, but they make very good wines. They've always made very good wines. They're closer to sort of the essence of what making wines like. De Villaine is much more, it's focused on bio winemaking, very natural. All the harvesting is done by hand, all the selection is done by hand. They don't add anything, they don't take anything away. And for the reds, it's primarily, it's all in wood, aged in wood, but very little new wood, because they want to keep it as neutral as possible. This Lieu-dit La Fortune, which is pretty small, so they don't make as much as some of the other Lieu-dits that they have, and they have quite a few labels, this is, if you see on their website, is some of the younger vines. So it's really made to be drunk a little bit younger, which is why I think this is going to be good for tonight. They sometimes add some stems to this, again, to keep it a little bit more don't give it too much, don't require so much aging as some of the other Burgundies can. And it's really recommended to be drunk in a sort of a 3 to 5 year window, and I think that we are within that. So we're going to find out how that is. But again, this comes from that kind of pedigree, even though the price point is a lot lower than other Burgundies. And I think that's really the opportunity to discover something here. When I first opened it, it was pretty funky, barnyard, notes, just kind of a big whiff coming out of the bottle. But it did settle down a little bit, and now it's in the glass. I just get a little bit of flintiness, not a lot of fruit, which is fine. So maybe it's still a little bit closed. A little bit of flintiness, some of that cherry, light cherry, that you get from Burgundy. A little bit of that orange peel, a citrus peel, just a little bit. Again, it's all very subtle. This is not an explosive wine. It's more on the fruit side, but it is subtle. It's got an interesting mineral note to it. And, and it sort of kind of goes with the color. If you see, it's very, very light. Light, but still more on the red side and not on the brown side, as you see when these things, age. A lot more. It's 13% alcohol. He never had to chaptalize from the beginning, so is staying true to what the nature gives him, basically. Very nice. Lots of fruit on the palate. Cherry, a little bit of plum, a little bit of acidity, not too much. sometimes that too much acidity really in a young Burgundy sort of bothers me. Nice finish, you know, subdued, but it's there, and you can sort of still, it brings itself back to your attention. Very Burgundy, you can tell. It's absolutely a Pinot Noir from Burgundy with a type of fruit notes, but at the same time, it's got a little bit more minerality, and it's pretty bright without being explosive. It's just really perfect right now. So just a great wine in this section of Burgundy that people usually, sometimes, you know, the wine snobs, if you want, tend to look down on. Anyway, we're gonna enjoy it with dinner. See you soon.